How's it going, everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, then welcome back, and if you're new here, I hope you find a reason to stay and come back again. In this video, I wanted to talk about an article that PC Gamer wrote recently and about an interview that they had with Arrowhead Game Studio CEO Johan Heilsted, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because that's how I pronounce it the rest of the video. In that interview, they talk a little about how the story and all of the elements for the universe in Helldivers 2 all work and flow together. It's all controlled by one man named Joel, who Pilestead said is like the game master of Helldivers 2. And they said it's similar to how a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons would control that story and world. Pilestead goes on to say, we have an actual person with the job title of game master. His name is Joel, and he takes his job very seriously. We have a lot of systems built into the game where the game master has a lot of control over the play experience. It's something that we're continuously evolving based on what's happening in the game, and as part of the roadmap, there are things that we want to keep secret because we want to surprise and delight. Pilestead then went on again to talk about how big of an inspiration Dungeons and Dragons has been for Arrowhead, and says the studio aims to replicate collaborative, reactive storytelling of tabletop gaming in Helldivers 2, acknowledging the difference between designing a campaign for a small party versus millions of players. It's the same format when you build that for millions of players, it's just that you can't get as personal with every individual, but you can still do the same twists and turns. The twists and turns they describe are things that are small, such as giving a specific player a specific stratagem in the middle of a mission, or something of a much larger scale like we saw when the automatons started invading. Pilestead then went on to say that they have set pieces that they think will be significant to the story but can be tweaked and changed, and for the most part is all going to be based on players and how we react and behave towards each major update. There have been some sudden moments where maybe one planet was too easy or one was too hard, and Joel had to get up in the middle of the night to give the automatons a bit of reinforcement so the players don't take the planets too quickly. I honestly think the idea behind all of this is crazy, and the thought that everything going on behind the scenes story-wise is all being controlled by one person. Keep that in mind. When all of us were trying our hardest, giving blood, sweat, and tears to liberate Malevelon Creek, Joel said no, and he took it away from us. On top of that, as I'm sure most of you already know, Mechs have been confirmed to be coming to Helldivers 2. I don't believe there has been any word as to when yet, but I guess that's up to Joel. I'm very interested to see how the mechs work in the overall arc of this game. Personally, I like a challenge, and the harder difficulties in Helldivers 2 have definitely been giving me that, and I really hope that mechs don't take away from that. So far, it seems like the mechs have a Gatling turret on one arm and a rocket pod on the other, so it'll have a good mix of fighting light armor enemies as well as some heavy armor enemies. A Reddit user by the name of Fozzy18 so far is known to be the first person to have used and have footage of the mechs, as well as a few other leaks that have yet to be confirmed, such as an energy RPG, which I wonder if that'll work more like an EMS rocket that'll slow enemies similar to the EMS mortar or the EMS orbital strike, or if it'll be closer to like an arc thrower that shoots lightning out everywhere where the rocket explodes. Fozzy18 also mentions a meteor strike that'll impact similar to a nuke, and I'm really hoping he means like a hell bomb or a mini nuke fired from the artillery gun, because if we're about to get the full blast of an ICBM in meteor form, I don't really know how I feel about that. One of the last things Fozzy18 mentions was the addition of a group of Helldivers that you could call in to support you, like NPCs. So for those of you who like to play solo, this should help you be able to handle the harder difficulties a little easier. Take everything I talked about after the mechs with a grain of salt, as so far the mech is the only thing that is 100% confirmed to be coming. But how cool would it be if you were running along on a planet fighting the automatons or the terminids, and you look up just to see that Joel has decided to drop a giant meteor on your position? I don't even know how you would survive that, to be honest. The only thing that I could think of is that it's a hard mission ending, so when the mission timer hits 0, the meteor impacts and obliterates everything on the surface. To kind of round everything out here, we also got a new patch recently. It wasn't too big and didn't change anything for the core game, but focused more on bug fixes, such as improving login speed and error messages on PS5, improved support for Azerty keyboards by allowing the ship HUD shortcuts to be rebound, fix super credits not showing up after purchase or collection, fix premium war bonds not being accessible after purchase, fixed crash, which could occur when a player changed their rank or title, fixed missing text and HUD for acquisitions and social menus, fixed crash, which could occur while browsing missions, fixed unlimited stratagem use glitch, which occurred after an AFK kick. I've seen this one. The unlimited stratagems is actually crazy, and I'm kind of disappointed I never got to try it out before it got fixed. and they fixed a missing equipment issue after an AFK kick and fixed purple question marks appearing after an AFK kick. That's going to be about everything for me today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. As always, my name is Plague, and I'll see you guys in the next one.